Hi guys, I'm Dan.
I'm also Dan.
I'm Matt.
I'm Aaron.
And we're Game Over. And today we're going to be introducing our new topic, which we're going to call Game of Moans. So we're going to be talking about stuff in the media world that's really pissing us off. So who wants to start?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So for the next 5 years of our life, we've got 5 more Star Wars films coming out. We've got Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9, which obviously we're all right with. I'm fine with a saga. But we've also got a Han Solo film, a Boba Fett film, and Rogue One. No one asked for those films. Rogue One, I'm sure Rogue One will be fine. It bridges the gap between 3 and 4, and it's
Good cast.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Mads
It's a really good
Mikkelsen,
cast.
Forrest Whitaker, Diego Luna, a lot of cool people, but and it looks gritty, and it looks like a war film, actually, which I'm looking forward to, but no one asked for that. Like, if they just said it was Star Wars 7, 8, and 9, we'd be fine with that. So it's saturation. It's the same problem we have with superhero films. It's the same problem we're going to have with Blade Runner, remake, reboot, whatever, is unnecessary. And this made further worse by okay, so Rogue One bridges the gap between 3 and 4. Fair enough. Han Solo film. Why?
Literally the most pointless thing
Do
since
we have
the next
any
Indiana
information on
Jones. Just why?
At the moment, they're just doing casting. Because Han Solo, you got to find it.
Wait, well, I don't get it right. That's Han Solo and Boba Fett, right?
No, 2 separate films.
Oh, okay. Because the way they build that was a Han Solo Boba Fett film. It's sort of like there's no point, not one point do they ever talk about them
He's
ever
such a
meeting.
minor character, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett has...
He's got, like,
the
cult-
point of his legend is like
He's got
that
cult
he's
classic.
Yeah.
He's
Written
basically
all over him.
I don't want to see him kicking ass. I didn't like him in the prequel films because I didn't want to see someone like kicking ass.
No, and here's the thing. Here's what we're going to get. Is we're going to get 2 characters who people love because they're in their current form, they're cool, they don't give a shit. Han Solo's a Western gunslinger, Boba Fett's a cold bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them being abused children, which is inevitably what it's going to be. It's going to be, hey, my mum kicked me around, then I left home because I was pissed off and I met Chewie and the rest is history. That's going to be it. I guarantee it's going to be some shit.
I mean,
like
I think
that.
Han Solo is a supporting character. Like, I understand how you could see him as a main character. I mean, he's
Yeah, I
basically
guess.
Space Indy.
Space Indy, or even Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
in the Dollars trilogy, but he's a supporting character. We're all right not knowing much about him. When we come in to his bit in A New Hope, he's just like, yeah, I got a ship, I'm a cool guy, whatever, and we go, absolutely fine. We don't want to know more about him because we don't need to know more about him. And Boba Fett, with his 5 lines, one of them being, and the other being, you're no good to me, Dad. Those are just, he has 5 lines in the trilogy. He's a little bit overrated, if we're honest. I do like him. He's a badass. He turns up, we're like, how does he work for Darth Vader? Well, he got killed by a butthole in the sand. But he doesn't do all that much, and Boba Fett is cool, to a cult character, if you will.
Yeah, he
because-
follows the rule of cool because he's minimalistic. Like, he literally is there to just be like,
Yeah, you know nothing about
yeah.
it.
We don't
At
see
all.
his face.
He's Dominic Santiago from Gears of War. He's Duke Nukem without, like, the 90s profanities. He is literally just, I show up, I kill everybody except the main characters
Exactly.
because...
The coolness
reasons.
is inherent in the mystery. That's the point of it.
And
surely,
then we're going to
Christ.
get, like, a backstory that's going to be
Really fucking
traumatic.
convoluted.
I mean,
I don't need that.
Plus, hang on, we've already bloody seen it.
so are we
We've already
getting?
seen this backstory.
We already
in
know
Attack of
that's
the
the thing.
Clones.
Are we
Yeah.
getting Attack of the Clones from Boba Fett's
they
perspective? Because I don't
gonna
want that
transfer
film.
that out?
Oh no, my dad got his head chopped
See,
off, and
is
now
he
I'm
going
really
to be
pissed off.
New
That's
Zealand?
it.
New Zealand?
New Zealand, Kiwi.
Oh yeah, but right, what I don't get right, I could only see Han Solo as Harrison Ford. No, I can't. I can only see Harrison Ford as Han Solo. I don't want to see someone else playing Han Solo because he's like he embodies Han Solo.
And they're just going to disappoint.
Yeah.
No matter how good the actor is.
They've
Nobody
done.
can
They're not
That's the
Harrison
thing.
Ford. That's it.
They've done some casting stuff from it, and they're looking at a lot of sort of young, tall, dark, handsome actors. I understand that. I mean, Chris Pratt, I actually think would be a good call on a young Han Solo.
I could, but I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
But this is
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
No,
He's in every
that's just-
franchise. Give him, just leave him out or something. The brilliance of Han Solo really was that at the time Harrison Ford wasn't a name. You know, he was just some dude, and whoever that guy was, he was
Yeah.
really cool. If say Ryan Gosling comes in as cool guy Solo, we're attaching our own opinion of Ryan Gosling to Han Solo, and we don't want to be doing that. We want to be able to say that guy's a cool guy in universe, basically.
Yeah. Plus, Ryan Gosling's probably older than Harrison Ford was when he first
Yeah.
played Han Solo. But let's go back to Rogue One a bit.
Yeah.
I think there has been a call for a more gritty war type Star Wars film, but surely it's a bit of a waste of time not to use that film to flesh out this new story that they're making. So if they're going to do a
Completely
spin-off,
unrelated.
do it on the new one. You know, we all know the story of the Death Star. We've had that for what 40, 30 odd years.
Yep.
Everyone knows the backstory. We know that many Bothans died. That's it. We get that. There's that ominous line in that. It's been spoken about ad nauseum. What's the point of having it there? Do you not think it'd be better served to be more of a background on the rise of the First Order, for
I mean,
example?
there could at least
Yeah,
be
that'd be cool.
parallels.
There's got to be subplots, because the whole plot literally can't be attacking Death Star, nicking plans, giving to...
Well, no,
weird-
but-
No, I think
It's
that
old
is the
news
whole
now,
plot,
that-
unfortunately.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
it.
think that is it. It is.
I mean, we know how it ends.
There must be real.
Yeah, what it's going to be unique in the way that it's going to be a different style from the other Star Wars films. It will take itself
Yeah,
more
I'm looking forward
seriously.
to that.
There will be, I hope, like blood and screaming and all that war shit that you want. So I hope Saving Private Ryan in space.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what's the point?
You know, we tune into Star Wars much like people tuned into Flash Gordon back in the day. You know, it was fun, it was an adventure, it was a fantasy, and we
And
go.
an event. That's the point.
That's true, and this is my issue, that Star Wars is like Sherlock, the TV series, the BBC series, because it's basically never on, but when it is, we line up in our droves to watch it, and everybody's there, everybody's on the same page. If Star Wars is every year, if Star Wars is frequent, people will feel the need to just, I'll see the next one.
The last thing you want is to be bored with Star Wars.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be so sad, wouldn't it? That really would be sad.
I mean, we discussed in our review that, Jedi was 32 years ago. So we're talking a long time between films. Long time. And that works from a marketing perspective, and only with a huge property like Star Wars or something like that. If we're doing it every year, particularly about not even major stories, it's not like we're getting, episode 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're getting minor stories that basically no one asked for and don't really care about. People are going to get bored, and that's, I like Star Wars more than most people, and I don't want to be bored of it.
Well, as we can see from your T-shirt.
Oh yeah, look at that. Huh. But sorry, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I believe that Disney have crunched their numbers.
They're going to make their
And-
money back.
Yeah.
Cost them $4 billion for Star Wars.
Yeah.
They almost made that back with this one film anyway.
I was going to say, well, we passed 2 now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we? Are we past 2?
Are we past 2?
We're
We
definitely
just made that fact up.
we're definitely past 1.7 billion, which makes it
Yeah.
the third highest
God
grossing film of all
damn.
time in the quickest amount of time, which is great. But the thing is, because Star Wars is infrequent, and this one has been 10 years in the making, the next one is a year in the making. That's not
Yeah,
hype.
I'm worried that we'll get like the superhero fatigue that we got.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
I'm bored of superhero films now. We've got like 5 this year, I think, maybe more.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
no major films
Like,
coming out this year apart from
I've
superhero
stopped
films.
caring.
yeah.
I've
So
stopped
we've got
caring.
more films this
We've
year,
got
more superhero films than we've
2
had in
game
like
films?
5 years run after they did like the original
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Just too
Because
many.
we got Assassin's Creed, like game-wise, because we think,
Yeah, we do.
we shall predict,
I'm
that
hoping that one's going to be good, man.
the next jump will literally be into the video game franchise. So we've got Assassin's Creed and
The
Warcraft.
Warcraft, yeah. Probably more in the... There'll be more in the pipeline.
Why are we excited for like stuff based on others? Like, why can't we have just like a renaissance of like original films?
All I want is OC,
Because they're risky. That's the point.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
that's
fair.
It's good though, right?
I mean,
I think so.
franchises don't just bring in money; they bring in like so much money,
Yeah.
making it rain. I understand that from a business perspective, and probably that's the only perspective to understand. But when my favorite films of last couple of years: Birdman, Nightcrawler, Whiplash,
Yep.
Macbeth. Although I mean, Charles Shakespeare one, but is originally done, and those were great. Fury Road, in a sense,
Well-
was kind of an original, though definitely a remake of the second one. In any instance, original content does have an audience, but they're just, I guess it's too much of a risk, but
Yeah, financial and viable. You need to...
Yeah.
you need to make billions.
Yeah, because the people who are making the movies aren't paying for the movies. The companies are paying for the movies.
That's true,
and-
and they want to make the money back.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that seems very short-sighted, because they're shortchanging the audience. They're just going, all right, they'll just put another one of those. It'll make us loads of money. I understand that because they're a business, but we're the ones who have to sit through it. We're the ones who have
saddest
to
point-
be on the periphery of all the advertising. We're the ones who have to.
We're the wall at which shit is being flung.
Yeah.
But the saddest point of it for me is that I think we're going to start seeing films as less and less of an art form and they're just a business. They're a product.
They are now,
That's
yeah.
it. That which is so sad because it's not the cinema anymore. It's essentially a glorified TV series, particularly as we don't want Star Wars to become and with superheroes. So it's just like watching the next episode. It's inevitable. There's no surprise about it, and we know exactly what's going to happen within these films because, as you were saying, if there's too much risk involved in it, they're not going to make the money back. Think of a good example of this is obviously it's a while back, but this is what kind of started this trend. Is Return of the Jedi was meant to have a far more dark ending, but they changed it to sell fucking toys,
Yeah.
which is dreadful. And there we get in the kind of marketing leviathans that has now unfortunately become the head of the film industry, controlling the artistic direction of it, and that's terrible.
And that's weak. I mean, The Revenant, for example, just to briefly talk about that, basically an original film based on a book, based on a guy, but in terms of, it's not a property people really know. So for what it's worth, it's an original film. Big budget indie film with notable actors: Tom Hardy, Donald Gleason, Leonardo DiCaprio. And that has done incredibly well. I mean, we've all been working the days it's been on, and we're getting people in their droves coming in. Like, I am so surprised by it, because I thought it would be really busy opening weekend, and then people go, I don't get it, and then tell their friends that. But no, people are coming for that, and I'd like to think that films like The Revenant, like, not Birdman, because I really liked that, but everybody else didn't, but hopefully that might drive have a drive towards some original content, I guess.
Moviegoer films will always bring like the loyal cinema fans, and you'll watch it not because it's necessarily your film, but from production perspective. If it looks good, you watch it. Like Birdman, excellent actors. Personally, I watched it once. It was really good. Didn't necessarily get it. Ending really ticked me off, but. Yeah, that's excellent.
It was pretentious.
It was, it was in the same box as Anna Karenina. This is a terrible movie. Oh, it looks excellent.
It's
I'll
a
never
film
watch it
buff
again,
film.
but like, oh, it's
It's
good.
true, and I think they need to. I mean, the thing is, it's ignorant of anyone, especially us, to say that there are no original films out there, because there are. They're not getting the promotion.
They're getting the
No,
press they
exactly.
deserve.
But people don't care anymore.
And
It's true, but I think people would care if they really did give it the promotion, because all these things need is to be shoved in your face enough, and then people go, oh, that. I mean, there was a film last year called, I think it's A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Is Iranian vampire?
Iranian
film?
vampire film, Western, but it's also a Western, and it's set in America.
I really fancied that. But
And
never
that
got around to it.
insane.
that sounds amazing. Yeah.
But Mark Commode rates it really highly. I think it would probably be quite good. In any instance, basically no one's heard of that film. And I think if it just got the promotion, not so much promotion that it became kind of crass, but just enough that people knew about it.
Did you just say crass as crass?
I did, yeah.
Brilliant.
yeah.
But
Oversaturation is segueing quite nicely to Dan's
Yeah.
point. What are you going to moan about
I'm
today?
going to moan about like Die Hard. Like they announced the other day that I have no facts about this film. They haven't released enough. They announced the other day another Die Hard film. It's going to be a prequel, and Bruce Willis is going to be in it, which I cannot wrap my head around.
Logistically,
Like,
how
yeah.
does that even work?
Like-
so does that mean Joseph Gordon-Levitt's gonna be in it?
I don't understand. Like, so
CGI Bruce Willis?
so someone pointed out that okay, well they did it with Tron. I went, yeah, but I get.
Tron was in a video game.
Yeah,
That's
it made,
all right.
it made sense.
I understand. Jeff Bridges looking a little bit CGI in that because like you're not like. I love Bruce Willis, but his face looks like a beaten old potato.
Well, like they
Like,
talk
you
about in the
cannot
Deadpool
fix
trailer,
that.
he looks like a testicle.
Yeah, like you
Basically.
cannot fix his face to make him look young again.
No,
like,
it can't be done.
He's too far gone. I don't know
Not
how you get a prequel with him in it. Like,
not to mention
unless he's going to be recounting old adventures.
I
On like Bruce Willis's fireside chat, before Nakatomi Plaza.
literally cannot
Like-
possibly fathom how they're going to work that plausibly into a plot. Unless they go self-aware, like, this is silly. I don't know.
It's just going to be
He's having
him, I
be
think,
just
like,
as old as he is now, but like playing a younger him.
It's going to be Aaron.
He's just going to have disputes with his wife and like a terrible marriage, and he's going to be a divorce, and it's just going to be a bad day on the streets of like Brooklyn.
well, because that's the
Or he's
thi-
Benjamin Button.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's the thing with Die Hard, though. Like, the original, before Bruce Willis was a megastar, like, John McClane is just a regular dude who's having a bad day at work at Christmas.
Yep.
So what's before that? He's having a normal day at work every other day. His wife's leaving him, but whatever. Like, that's not a film.
The Die
I
Hard
wanna
prequel is
see.
actually a heart-wrenching romance about a man who loses his wife.
Yeah, and
It's going to turn into like Police Squad. It's just going to be like a slapstick comedy with
Also,
terrorists.
Who asked for another Die Hard film?
I don't know. I mean, Len Wiseman, who was the director of maybe 4.0, possibly the latest
How
one.
do you remember all these names?
What I
You're
do.
just a living IMDb.
I'm fine with that.
It's madness.
Madness. No, it's Sparta. But it's Len Wiseman has said that back when they were doing either 4.0 or A Good Day to Die Hard, they were discussing the idea of a prequel. So it's not. It's not that it's just come out
They've
now.
been for ages. They were on about doing a prequel TV series on Netflix and all sorts of stuff. You think, like, well,
Don't get me wrong, TV series makes everything better, but a TV series of Die
yeah,
Hard
but like,
is
would
just
you have like a
more
different like
content.
adventure every week?
That'd be like 24.
Oh,
20,
yeah, but,
20,
like,
24
did, so that's the thing. 24 did the Die Hard TV series really well.
Like times
you don't need to do it
10.
again, but you really need to do it again.
You know people are going to go and see it as well. It's not like there's going to be a boycott. Like no one's ever. Everyone, people are pissed off about it, but no one's gonna be like, no more. Don't do this again, please. Not going to happen.
Because they'll release it in the month where there's no more action movies, and it'll
clean up.
All your action goes will just go there. It might be like the worst film in the world, but
It'll make money.
it'll make money.
and that's all that really matters. But it's just it's too much. And on the subject of too much, as is the topic of this video,
Certainly seems to be becoming that way.
Avatar 2, 3,
And 4?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Originally-
Avatar 1 was the least original film ever. And fucking unobtainium. Come on, man.
14 years of writing.
Unobtainium.
He wrote that for nearly
Jesus
2
Christ.
decades.
At least have something cryptic or
Underneath the tree
Latin
of
or
life.
something like that.
It's just dumb. And the thing is, Avatar, what's Avatar famous for?
Michelle Rodriguez's death.
Graphics.
It's famous for
Being the highest grossing film of all time.
Oh, and that.
Like, unquestionably.
Well, yeah, that-
Every decent 3D.
But how does it... That's true. Excellent use of 3D.
Yeah.
Excellent to see it at the cinema, not at home. But the thing is, Avatar is the biggest film there has ever been, basically. It's made the most amount of money, Gone with the Wind notwithstanding, and it's had no cultural impact. Have you ever spoken to anybody about Avatar and they go, no spoilers, I haven't seen it? No, that
Yeah,
conversation
no.
has never happened.
Well, it's
Have
like I
you
said,
seen
it's
Dances
just
with
Pocahontas.
Wolves?
Yeah.
Pocahontas off Fair Gully.
Now we've got 2 and 3, which are back-to-back productions, and 4, which is going to be a prequel. If they started production on Avatar right now, we wouldn't have it for another 2 years. James Cameron has said we're going to explore the world, the water, the everything. Great, fantastic. No one asked for it.
But why? Just
We don't
why?
need. Just fucking leave it alone.
It's his ego trip.
We know the Americans.
and it's going to make. It's not even going to make that much money.
Plus, it's just so unrealistic. You know, how have they beaten this unstoppable force? It's Earth's finest in however bloody many years
Just
in
go
the
into
future.
orbit, nuke them, come back.
They've still got sticks and stones.
That is what happened, right? Like,
You know-
we would say, yeah, all right then.
The bloody indigenous tribes in America couldn't beat us with 18th century technology. So how are they going to beat us with fucking spaceships and mech suits? and
Yeah, so
everything?
like
It's
future
stupid.
would
'Cause
blow
the
that
power of
planet
the
away.
light,
Yeah, it's very stupid.
It's dumb. And now, so Avatar 2 was set for December last year, same weekend, I believe, as Star Wars, which is dumb. And then Star Wars got moved back even from May to December, and now Avatar 2 has been pushed back indefinitely.
Oh, so you mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the post I wrote about Star Wars being moved, I predicted that Avatar is going to change its date very soon.
and did.
Because, like,
So,
neither of those films wants to go up against each other.
no.
Nah.
I mean,
I
it
also
would...
don't want an Avatar film. We don't need an
No
Avatar
one does.
film.
I mean,
But
if
are you going to go and see it?
Unfortunately, probably, yeah.
There we go.
provided
the
it doesn't
thing.
cost me anything, because the thing
yeah,
is,
it's not gonna cost
Avatar.
anything.
I'm calling it now. Avatar 2 is not going to make more money than Avatar 1. It's not.
No, I don't think it
Sequels
will.
generally do better, but it's not going to, because the thing is with Avatar is that you've got the people who knew about it in the 90s and the early 2000s. They knew, so that's hype right the way through, and then a year
Yeah,
or
man,
two
this
before it
this
came.
had like nearly a decade of hype behind it. Possibly
Exactly.
more.
Whereas Avatar
Which is insane.
2 has been discussed since Avatar 1, but like no one cares.
Yeah.
Like fundamentally,
The
no
ending
one
just
cares.
set it up for a sequel. But it's...
Did it? Oh yeah, he
I can't remember.
survived. Yeah,
I
he,
saw it
Yeah,
once
they-
and hated
he
it.
stopped being disabled and started being.
Oh, that was he
fully integrated into the body.
Oh, that was he went
Because
from having this fake
they-
body to his a real body now.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a degrade date.
We got Avatar, like I said, 2, 3, and 4, which I think's a bit indulgent, actually. I mean, 2
Yeah, but he
just have
did
wanted.
say that he's gonna not make any films other than Avatar films for the rest of his career.
I mean, how do you feel about the upcoming Prometheus franchise? The problem is franchises.
I don't know. Like, I'm a massive Alien fan, and the idea that they called it Alien has
Alien
sort of excited me.
Covenant.
It annoys me that it's
Oh, have
excited
they?
me. Yeah, they're no longer
It
Prometheus
changed
films;
the
they're
name,
Alien
like,
films
3
now.
times in a week.
Yeah,
It was going to be Prometheus 2. Now, then it was Alien Paradise Lost, which I like because that does.
Oh, that's so pretentious.
But it is about the fall of man, so whatever.
Yeah, but so is Covenant though. Well, okay,
Covenant, but Covenant seems like a bit more of a sort of subtitle kind of. It's like Resurrection or Strikes Back.
Resurrection.
Like Alien Paradise Lost, it conjures up mythical themes, and I guess that's something. Covenant is just a spooky word, basically.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the new Alien films, but I also think we don't really need them.
And we've got 3 films until we get to Alien.
I like the idea that will be his last film. I'm certain that's going to be his last film.
Which is great.
He's like 75 now.
Is he? 77.
77. Good God.
Yeah.
He's going to be like 90 by the time they're all in.
I like the idea that he will end by reaching the beginning of the film that started his career. Is kind of a cool word in it.
There's a cyclicality to it.
And I want to see an Alien film on the big screen. Like, I want to see a proper Alien film on the big screen, not Prometheus, because that just didn't do it.
Well, the other thing is that when Alien came out and Damon Lindelof was like, let's make a franchise.
They should not have let Damon Lindelof write that
And then
film.
Ridley Scott went, get out. All right, we're not doing a franchise. And now we're doing a franchise. At the time, Ridley Scott said, well, no, this isn't an Alien prequel. Because if it were, we're still 3 films away from Alien, and I thought he just meant that as like a measurement of time.
I think he did originally, and then they thought,
let's actually do that.
Yeah.
Wasn't the main character supposed to die at the end of Alien 1?
Ripley.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they were originally going to have everyone die, and then we'll just have.
And the Xenomorph was supposed to use her voice to radio back to Earth.
That was the original ending.
Yeah.
If you watch the behind the scenes crap on the DVDs, the alien was going to talk. And was going to trick people into it, and then decided, well, we'll make it more animalistic.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it talking to me like, well, excuse me, I know I've been...
dear boy.
Awful, sorry, this is a misunderstanding.
You seem to have bled on the floor.
Back on your topics of unnecessary films.
Yep.
Point Break.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Who asked for a Point Blank
point?
remake?
That's going to bomb so hard. But, no one's going to watch that.
It's a remake of a film that's basically a cult classic. Like, everybody knows about it, but it's basically a cult classic.
Every surfboarder ever's watched that movie.
Probably. I haven't seen it.
I only know of it from Hot Fuzz. That's it. Just the... that's all I know about Point Break.
And the thing is, the actors in it, none of them are big actors, and which is good.
Keanu Reeves?
No, not in this one, I mean.
Oh, sorry. In the new one. sorry, I take that back.
In this new one, none of them are big actors, and I think that's good. But on the other hand,
in the new one, by the way?
Some guy, Belgian sounding, I don't
know. But this,
know.
what you
like genuinely know one that no one knows. Oh.
We didn't care enough to look at it.
And also, just what's to make you see this film is, if there's no massive star even to anchor down. It's not a massive name. It's it doesn't even make that much financial sense. At least with Die Hard, people are going to see it because Die Hard's a massive thing.
Yeah.
But Point Break, everyone's going, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, if they're doing this new Point Break film with a completely new cast, are they setting up a franchise?
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say.
No.
Just enough.
Did they literally
Point Break
just
is
nick
like a
the name
one-film story.
to get more
you don't
money?
need to stretch that out.
Are you going to get much money off the Point Break name alone? It's like saying, hey, Top Gun remake?
No,
we stick with the original.
But the whole point of Top Gun is that the first one, it's a bit shit, and it's the music as well that is so corny that everyone knows it's basically porn for Americans.
So cheesy.
But this is why it's so great, because it's completely shameless. Anyway, moving on. Aaron, what's pissed you off this week?
What's been pissing me off quite of late is I'm a big fan of PSN downloads, like having digital copies of games. Really, it looks like that. You don't have to get off your ass, put the disc in and what have you.
Despite the ridiculous inflated prices.
Yeah, and like the install sizes on something like installing The Witcher took like 4 hours.
This point is
massive.
I wouldn't bother.
It's the lack of. You can't get physical copies of a lot of your PSN games or like Xbox Live games.
No, true.
And being like a massive collector, it's all about the look of your shelf because you have OCD and you're just like, I want to own everything. And it's the fact that you literally can't get physical copies. And when you can, they're like 3 times the price of like getting Hotline Miami, like physical copy is like 15 quid for like a £6 game.
No, it's sad. But would these games exist if it were just a market for physical copies? So say, does the lack of physical copies allow them to create more games that are kind of indie?
I understand from like a financial point of view, like producing discs, cases, everything costs money, and I understand that, but you should give your fans of your game the chance to buy a physical copy. Like, there's Ether 1, really good game. It's a bit like Myst for the PC, first-person shooter puzzle thing. One of my favourite games of, like, the last year and a half. I can never buy a physical copy of that. It's constantly on my hard drive, and any, like, gamer knows that in the long run, something will happen. Your account will be hacked, and you will never be able to get back everything you've bought. You literally have to pay another 15 quid to get that game just to play it again.
It seems like I'm not really a gamer here, but it seems I understand why they can not produce discs and whatever, because that must save so much money. But I mean, I don't have much to say about it because I don't really play games that much, and the games I do own are on Steam. So I guess I'm one of these download games people.
You're part of the problem, not the solution, Matt.
If you could get stuff from your Steam
$4.99
account for like a discount in physical form, wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you love to have your Steam account in a shop?
I mean, I'm with you. I'd like the physical thing. I got shelves full of crap and like the special editions of stuff.
Yeah, it's why collector's editions are so ridiculously priced, because like
yes, they are.
Some of your like JRPGs, you literally just go for the collector's edition because it's like 30 quid more. But there's only like a limited run in Europe, so you may as well just grab the collector's edition while it's there. There's so many holes in my collection. I will never have like Phantom Break, the side-scrolling JRPG. I will never have a physical copy of that because it's like just a random Japanese side-scroller.
Can you get physical copies of that in Japan?
Yeah, but
it is one of those ones. We only get the downloaded ones, but they get the actual. Okay.
But there will be no like English dub. Like the amount of stuff that is never released over in Europe, but it's always in Asia, and you can buy it over there. Might be able to get it for nice and cheap, but I can't read kanji. Can you?
Nope. But could you even play it on consoles region locked anymore?
No, your DS is, but your PS Vita. Yeah. Everybody can like get a Japanese like PSN account. You just change your URL and all that crap. Same where like everybody got Netflix and Crunchyroll before it was actually.
I think Netflix are cracking down, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't like it's a pain in the ass. Never do that anymore. Crunchyroll, like before it was released in the UK.
No, it's on the PlayStation now, isn't it? You can get
that.
Yeah.
It was released like 5 months back.
Oh, was it? I only just noticed it actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good. Crunchyroll, go for it. I love my physical copies, and I understand from like a financial point of view, whilst like indie companies can't afford to do like that.
I have a question about this, and maybe you guys know more than me. If these games are mostly coming out as digital copies, does that mean they're coming out quicker and there's less fucking about with the release date? So, you know, some games are like, it's coming out next year, and then they'll go and it's been pushed back. But with digital copies, presumably they don't have to worry about distribution in the same way.
Less pissing about, isn't it? Certainly.
So are they producing them more quickly, and are they bringing out more games?
Most of the games that don't have physical copies are from like little indie companies, which is good, because like ever since like 2-3 years ago, like indie games have literally just went blah, which is always a good thing. Like the amount of like really good games that we've had that we would never get.
Such as
Hotline Miami, Ether 1 is bloody excellent.
Everyone's gone to the Rapture.
Everyone's gone to the Rapture. Talos Merc, Principle, and The Binding of Isaac, which I don't like, but it's a really good game. We would never have had these if like Sony and Microsoft didn't just go, yeah, what made the PS2 so good? Third-party support. All right, we can't afford that. Loads of indie people then. Just buy all the indie companies.
I think the point about delays and stuff, like, sure, indie games have delays.
Yeah.
But because they're never hyped up and we never know about them, we never know the delays. They just sort of turn up when they turn up.
That's true.
And they never get marketed.
It's like...
Or most of them never get marketed. They just turn up there.
Yeah. Mighty Number 9 was supposed to come out on the 19th of next month. Literally last night. Sorry, guys, been delayed again. It's like...
How has that one been delayed for?
I don't know, like...
Is it all know, like
5 years?
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's the guy that did Mega Man, and he did a Kickstarter, and it's called Mighty Number 9 to, like, F off Capcom. Like, delays will always be a thing, no matter what, if you're a big company or a little company. It's best to iron out all the creases instead of, like, going day one.
I'd rather get a proper game, a fixed game.
I mean, delays, although we have to wait longer, are generally a good thing. Yeah, I mean, for instance,
if they're for the right reason.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to bring it back into films and stuff, Star Wars has been pushed back like 6-7 months for writing purposes, which means we might get a better film.
The writing is they took on feedback from the last Star Wars film.
I mean, because of the success, though not a surprise, of this one, who know? I don't know why what edits are being made. It could be because Rian Johnson's gone, I've had a really great idea. How about we do this? But I also worry that Disney have gone, well, it's been really successful. Can you, like, nerf some shit, please? and add in a hokey romance between Rey and Finn, for example.
Or just whatever the hell the fans want to see.
Exactly. So, but I generally...
I worry it's that. They did say, based on fan feedback, they're upping the development on Rey, Finn, and Poe.
You don't want to...
Well, surely they should have done that anyway. They're the main
That's
characters.
what I thought. Yeah, but they've
What they're going to do, just not bother.
They've downplayed 2 new characters. I mean, how many characters were you having in this film?
I mean, Benicio
Don't you
del
introduce
Toro...
more?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Benicio del Toro is going to be one of the bad guys in
Isn't that
number
Rogue
8.
One?
No, in 8.
Who's a baddie in Rogue One? Oh, that's is it Mads Mikkelsen? Is the baddie?
I reckon he will be. Like, he really looks like one of the Grand Moff types.
Hang on, we've already got 2 baddies in this Star Wars. We've got Snoke and we've got what's his name, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, so
why do we need more?
Why do we need Benicio del Toro? That's a good point.
I don't know. Maybe he's an antagonistic character rather than a bad guy.
Still,
who knows?
We've got General Hux as well.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's
she's
a
in a
lot of
garbage
bad
chute somewhere.
What if Donald Gleason doesn't want to be it anymore and they recast his character as Benicio del Toro?
Donald Gleason will not turn down the
but no one addresses it. Like everyone goes, like someone goes, "Weren't you white before?"
When you're a pasty, skinny white man.
No, he's Puerto Rican.
He doesn't look dark to me.
He's quite dark. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a high-ranking First Order type because there's no way it's Snoke Hux. Like there's
someone in the middle.
There's got to be somewhere in between because Hux is basically the lead singer of one of Snoke's side projects. That's a tangent, and that's another subject for another day.
We've gone way over the top on Star Wars. I think it's my turn, chaps.
I think it is.
So something a bit more general this week. I'm going to break the topic of oversaturation. Just finished watching Daredevil, and I'm late to it, but it's brought up a topic that's always annoyed me with films and TV generally. Overly sanctimonious characters.
Like
just
Skylar
in
White.
everything. There's Skylar, Foggy from Daredevil, and this is contentious. Lisa from The Simpsons. Christ, I hate Lisa. Characters who seem to moan for the sake of moaning, just because they have this ridiculous ideology that they refuse to break. I don't want to hear your explanation. You're evil now. It's so annoying. I don't know why we need it.
And it seems counterintuitive to the landscape of particularly TV shows that we have now, where characters aren't just good or evil. I mean, Walter White may have done some bad things, but on some level, I think we can probably agree with him. Less so with Frank Underwood. So it doesn't make sense to have a character that goes, that's bad, so I'm out. The great thing about Breaking Bad is you can talk about it and go, at what point did you say, fuck this, I'm out? There are people who go, he crossed the line when he let Jane die or when he poisoned Brock. But there are other people who he went bad when he decided to make drugs. Like, you're turning yourself off to a lot of the show, because I think that's a very utilitarian choice of Walter White's. But, have you...
Guess on my tits.
Have you ever felt anything like this with any other shows?
Well, again, another general point is, it seems to only be the characters who are the goodies who just have this unbreakable ideology, which as someone, I think generally as an intelligent person / film, TV watcher, you're open to different kind of trains of thought, to different opinions, which has now led to the baddies being the more reasonable people. They're the ones who will have a reason and will go, yes, but this is why I want to do it. Whereas the goodies will go, but you just can't do that. You just can't. And they're just whiny. And I'm usually on the side of the baddie now. Even, again, Daredevil. Wilson Fisk, it's quite a good idea. I mean, he does go a bit off the deep end eventually, but that's only because Daredevil has forced him to do it. Like, all he wants to do is he wants to gentrify an area that's a shithole. What's the problem with that?
He wants to make the childhood home he grew up in nicer.
Yeah, that's it. He's a nice bloke.
Thing to
How dare he? Change is different and bad.
It's just a general thing. I'm going to go off again on the context of society. Is that with the whole nobody in the world's got any money thing, it's now cool to bash on the rich. And there's a kind of code now in films and TV that if you're rich, you're evil. And I think that's wrong. I'm not a right-wing person. I'm not a fan of, a couple of people taking all the wealth. But I also think that's kind of a perspective held by slightly thicker people who aren't in the know. And that's been reflected in the shows and movies that we're getting.
Well, that's the audience, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's just led to this environment where the heroes are frankly annoying.
Yeah.
They are just irritating.
Thus we find ourselves rooting for the bad guy if only because they're more interesting.
And the goodies are wet blankets, essentially.
Yeah.
And you always get the villain. In fact, through most of cinema history, the villain steals the show. Let's look at
Star Wars.
Let's say, Star Wars or Harry Potter was an example I was going to use. Harry's the least interesting character by miles. Everyone loves Voldemort. Everyone loves Snape. you know. But why is it showing that to be good you have to be boring?
Well, Superman's boring and he's really good.
Yeah, I won't kill.
but-
That would solve literally all your problems. Kill the evil guy. That's how you stop the evil guy.
Have you? No, sorry.
Yeah, it's the fact that the good guys will always like
Win.
no,
Not in real life.
no. Ask any terrorist. It's the fact that they have to play within the guidelines of the law, whereas the bad guy will always just do whatever the hell he wants.
Used to be like that. If you look at films of like the 80s, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a kick-ass good guy.
Yeah, like literally.
Or Die Hard. In
I was
fact,
just going to say, look at
like-
John McClane.
Fuck me, man. He's awesome.
Ryan
He
Gosling
kills
and
fools
Drive.
left, right, and centre. Yeah.
And they're the characters that you love, the ones who are basically honest, and they cut through.
Yeah,
and
they got a moral
they do what has to be done.
ambiguity about them. That's the word. A moral ambiguity.
Well, if anything, they have less ambiguity.
Yeah,
because, you know, the good characters are always like, I don't know if I can do this. Is this the right thing to
Yeah,
do? Whereas
there's a
a bit
bang,
more go,
done.
stop,
Right,
being
sorted.
stop being a tit. This is what we're going to do. Now, they don't sound as much like Carl Pilkington as I just did, but that don't you think that gives them a more endearing quality?
I mean,
than the goodies.
it's certainly having because people are complicated. You know, like no one's just good, no one's just bad. I'm sure there are opinions.
Hitler was just bad. Like,
But he was a painter, a vegetarian, and he believed in God. So
every cloud.
yeah. Just
dear.
seriously off topic, just for a second. There's a bit in Dexter Series 8 where Dr. Vogel is talking about how every cloud has a silver lining, but she goes, "Well, every silver lining." Like, what?
Every silver lining. Every silver
That's
lining
not a
has
thing.
cloud.
You
What?
came first.
No,
to have
she
the silver
just
lining.
went every silver lining, like, and everyone.
Is that because like Americans don't
they're
get
all
the phrase
stoned.
though?
I don't know. I don't know. So every silver lining has a cloud. Like, does it? What does that mean?
Does that mean every good person is sort of evil on the inside?
I have no idea. But no, I'm sorry, I was getting off topic there. But the point is that people are complicated and different and have a lot going on. I mean, the character of Rust Cole, for example, fantastically complicated.
really brilliant.
One of my favourite characters, I think, ever. You know, he is so nihilistic and
He's on the side of the good, but he's not a nice guy. That's what we love about people. We spoke about Han Solo earlier. We love Han Solo because he's not.
Well, yeah,
He's not
he
pious,
knows
is he?
right and wrong, but like he's just
I mean,
does it
he's
for
a good
himself as
guy,
opposed for
but
everyone
he-
else.
Exactly that.
I mean, I think these days in sort of, I don't want to be like post 9/11, but in the 2000s, we prefer our good guys to be on the side of the angels, even if they're not one of them.
Thanks,
I
Sherlock.
think so.
That is
Yeah.
a fantastic quote.
It is. But even Sherlock said that. I mean, once he was Basil Rathbone, he'd be like, well, let's go and solve this crime and it'll be all bloody good and that.
Naughty boy.
But now he's like kind of more of a douche than usual. But
Yeah, I
we
like
love
that Sherlock's
that.
a douche.
Yeah.
For the same reason that I love Jack Bauer. Like, he knows right and wrong, but he's a bastard.
But we live.
Like he's a cruel man.
He
Like,
can
he
go off the
tortures
deep end
people.
and
Like,
still come back.
Yeah.
yeah, he does the right things or the wrong things for the right reason. That's what I like.
Yeah.
You don't get many characters like that anymore.
There is like many. Well, there's still like villains, even if they try to be good guys, that will like kill one person to save 100.
yeah, kill the
It's
one,
like-
save the million. Sort of.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, that
seems
mentality.
fair.
Yeah,
Seems about right. It's the landscape of TV these days that we're given more complicated characters, but for some reason there are characters who are still kind of like throwbacks to the ways of old, even though they should be moving forward too. And eventually Skylar does get in on Walt's thing, I guess. So
It
that's
takes her too long, though.
Yeah, it's-
That's people's
Especially
problem with
because she's meant to
Skylar.
be a really intelligent woman.
yeah.
Yeah, she does have that change of heart on it. Oh, I've just seen a bag
And
full of money.
again, it's
Like,
a facet of intelligence, isn't it? That you will consider what someone else's point of view is.
Yeah.
And also, that's her husband. She knows, she's known him for a long time. You know, let's say if we'd known each other for 30 years and you'd done something that objectively might look a bit dodgy, I'd probably go, you know what, the guy probably deserved it. Let's get the shovel. Basically. But
compost bit.
on that bombshell, I think we've gone on too long.
I don't even know how long this video is.
I
don't know.
This has been
But-
Game of Moans. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, thank you.
Till next time.
yeah.